All right, next portion here. Write an equation of the perpendicular bisector of the segment joining the points, point A, which is 3, comma 8, so x value of 3, y value of 8, and B, which is at negative 2, 3. Now, as a reminder, perpendicular bisectors go through the midpoint of the line they bisect. So just a quick sketch. If we had a point here, or sorry, a line segment right here, the perpendicular bisector, first off, will be perpendicular. So it's going to go through this line at a 90-degree angle. But bisector means that it cuts it right in half. So these two segments, obviously my sketch is a little bit off, but those two segments would be of equal length, meaning this has to go right through the middle of the of our 2 points at the end, our 2 endpoints, and again is at a 90-degree angle. So a perpendicular bisector hits the segment at a 90-degree angle and goes right through the segment's midpoint. So there's a few things we'll need to find to be able to solve this question. First, we need to be able to find out where the midpoint is. And there is a midpoint formula. That really is just breaking down to, well, what's the average of my x's and what's the average of my y's? So the formula itself is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, again, just the average of the x's, comma, y, let me change that x to y, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, again, just the average of the y's. So if memorizing formulas is an easy thing for you, then certainly just memorize x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. But if memorizing formulas tends to be more difficult for you, reason through what you're looking for. The midpoint is going to be the average of the x's, the middle of the x's, and the average of the y's, or the middle of the y's. And hopefully that'll help you out. Now, using it specifically for this problem, we've got to find the midpoint of AB. So midpoint of AB is at, what's the x value here? So we've got 3 plus negative 2 divided by 2, again the average of the x's, and then 8 plus 3 divided by 2 as well. Which, when we simplify this out, 3 plus negative 2, that's 1. 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. So 1/2, comma, over here we've got 8 plus 3, that's 11. And so 11 halves. And I wouldn't worry about changing that to a mixed number. Don't change it to 5 and 1/2. Just leave it as 11 halves. That'll be a little bit easier for us to use. So we know the point that it's going to go through now. It's going to go through 1/2, comma, 11 halves. And now we need to find the slope. Our slope is, so our slope of AB is going to be, what's our points here? So 8 minus 3, that's the difference in your y's, over 3 minus negative 2, the difference of our x's. And then again, this is the slope of AB, so we're going to have 5 over 5, the slope of 1. We want the perpendicular bisector, so what is perpendicular to 1? Well, what times 1 gives me negative 1? Well, it's going to be negative 1. So the slope of our new line of our perpendicular bisector is negative 1. That's going to be our new slope. All right, and now we can put this all back together. We have a point that it goes through, and we know the slope. So point slope form is going to be the easiest way to answer this. It doesn't tell us a specific way to answer, so we've got our option. Let's go ahead and find it. So we've got y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. And our points that it's going through, here's our x and here's our y. We have y minus 11 halves equals our slope, so negative 1. And you could just put negative there, that'd be fine as well, times x minus 1/2. All right, I hope that helped.